On the war in Iran disrupting the conduct of U.S. foreign policy, Donald Trump asking China to push back his summit with Xi Jinping by around a month. He was due to visit Beijing on the 31st of March to consolidate a reset in ties and to extend a truce in trade. Several reasons given for the need to postpone. On Sunday, the first hint of dates being pushed back. If Mr. Trump warned China did not do its fair share on security and help to restart traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. But clarification yesterday from the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, saying it is war duties keeping Mr. Trump in Washington.
I'm looking forward to being with him. We have a very good relationship, but because of the war, there's no tricks to it either. It's not like, oh, gee, I'm waiting. It's very simple. We got a war going on. I think it's important that I be here.
Toni Waterman is covering the story for CNN Live from Washington, D.C. Toni, we just heard there from President Trump taking great care to de-link his plans to postpone the summit with what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, President Trump certainly wants China's help to reopen the waterway, but this delay really seems to be more practical than pressure. The Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, in that interview with CNBC on Monday said that any delay wouldn't be because the president is demanding that China police the Strait of Hormuz. The truth is that it would be extremely challenging, both logistically and politically, for President Trump to justify a trip to China right now in the middle of this war. If he is trying to exact pressure, it would be for Beijing to pressure Iran because it buys a lot of oil from Tehran. That has been somewhat disrupted over the last couple of weeks, although Beijing has a large stockpile of oil. It had been preparing for this type of situation. And it's also been reported that Iran is still shipping oil to China at this point. This delay, though, comes off the back of these 2 days of trade talks in Paris over the last couple of days. Secretary Bessent was there, the U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer, China's Vice Premier, and they discussed this trade truce that was reached back in November, how they could make trade between their countries more stable. And this was really meant to pave the way for Trump's visit, which was meant to take place at the end of the month, of course, is now being delayed. But experts believe that this month setback is not going to damage what progress has been made.
So discussions of a U.S.-China Board of Trade that would institutionalize any moves to manage trade tensions.
Yeah, this would be a board that would target which goods and sectors, the U.S. and China could increase trade without compromising their national security or their critical supply chains. And it would be done in sort of this more balanced way than we are seeing right now. So the trade representative for the United States, Jameson Greer, said, at least from the U.S.'s perspective, that the board would help identify what the U.S. should be importing from and exporting to China. Beijing, meanwhile, has called this a cooperation mechanism. Experts are saying that this board is likely to expand managed trade in non-sensitive products, so perhaps not trade when it comes to rare earths or semiconductors, which have been these really hot-button issues in recent months. It could also perhaps lead to tariff reductions on either side. The two sides are also kind of tossing around this idea of a board of investment to manage investment policy, so it could help alleviate some of the pain points in the trade relationship to make it more stable.
Thanks. Toni Waterman there covering this story for CNN Live from Washington, D.C.